Hello children, hope so all of you are fit and fine. Stay at home, don't go outside and just enjoy the class online. Okay, so children, in the last class we have witnessed for a fantabulous chapter called Bahmani and Adil Shahis. Today we are going to see the next part of it. As usual, let's begin our class with a round of quiz. Okay, are you ready? Okay, sit tight and have a writing material with you and let's begin the class now. Children, if you have seen my last class, you will answer for this question. See, this is observatory. What is observatory? We have learnt it in the previous class. These children, they are seeing heavenly bodies through the telescope, is it not? So, what is this then? Yeah, this is olden observatory which is there in Daulatabad, Maharashtra still now. So, observatory is that during olden times people used to see the heavenly bodies through the highest pinnacle of the earth, is it not? Okay, hope so you remember that. This question is related to our previous knowledge, and now the next question comes is that which is directly related to our today's chapter. I will show you one picture and you will have to recognize the monument, building, monument, whatever it is. Okay, shall we see? Okay, see, which building is this? Most of you will answer for this, and if you cannot answer for this question, I am sure that at the final stage of my class you will definitely answer for this. Okay. Today's topic is associated with these competencies. So, the first one is to know the names of 5 Shahi dynasties, to know the important sultans among the Vijaypura Adil Shahis, to mark the important places of Bahmani sultans on map, to know art and literature and sculptures of this period. So, these are the competencies. So, you have heard that in the previous class there was a eminent minister called Muhammad Gawan who was there. So, who has expanded the territories, who has embellished the state, and he has done everything for Bahmani dynasty. But unfortunately, he was conspired and he was killed, is it not? Okay. So, all of that we have learnt it in the last class. And now after Muhammad Gawan, what happened? See, the next king who assumed the throne is Muhammad of III. He came to the throne. The next person called, he is also called Muhammad only, he assumed the throne. But these kings were not much competent and these were incompetent. So, Bahmani Sultanate, it has lost its glory. And as the Muhammad came to the throne, he was a very boy. See, he was just like this, he was a very boy, he could not rule the Bahmani dynasty. And the last Sultan of this kingdom was Sultan Kalimullah Shah. After the death of this Sultan Kalimullah Shah, Bahmani kingdom was broken into 5 Shahi dynasties. Which are those? Shall we see it now? Okay, come on. See to this picture, and these are the 5 dynasties, and these dynasties are just like this. The first one is Adil Shah of Vijapur. Where is it? See the first one. The next one is Barid Shah of Bidar, the small province, you can see that the number 2 is there. The next one is Qutub Shahis of Golconda, that is third one. The fourth one is Nizam Shahis of Ahmednagar, and fifth one is Imad Shahs of Berar. So, these many dynasties they have broken into. Next, first we shall learn about Adil Shahis of Vijaypura. Today it is called Vijaypura, earlier it was known as Bijapur. You know this, right children? Okay. The first one, the very eminent kings here was, first one was Yusuf Adil Khan, the second one was Ibrahim Adil Shahi II. About these 2 kings we are going to learn it today. Yusuf Adil Khan, who used to look like this. See, Yusuf Adil Khan was a founder of Adil Shahi dynasties of Vijaypura. Okay, he is the founder. He was a great administrator and tolerant towards the other religion. This is very important. Most of the people who are dwelling in his region was Hindus. The king is there, no, he is Muslim. If he were not tolerant, he would not have ruled the dynasty. So, he was very tolerant about the other religion. Okay. After him, after Yusuf Adil Khan, the next king came to the throne is Ibrahim Adil Shah II. Very eminent king only we are talking here. Ibrahim Adil Shah II, who was a very great king among these Vijapur Shahi dynasty. During his time, the kingdom was expanded, the territories has been expanded, and the dynasty has become very rich in his time. Okay. And he assumed a title called Jagat Guru Badshah, Actually, the people who are dwelling there, they have given him a title called Jagadguru Badshah. Why is that? See, this name seems to be Hindu, right? Why is that? You will see that in the next slide. Okay. Ibrahim Adil Shahi too, he sheltered many Hindu philosophers. What are philosophers? We have already discussed in the previous class. You remember that, right? Okay. He sheltered many philosophers, poets and musicians in his court. Who are these? Most of them are Hindus only. He renovated Datta temples. Datta is nothing but Datti temples. He renovated such kind of temples, not this only, such kind of temples he renovated. Okay, and he encouraged puja rituals in such kind of temples also. Okay, and he worked for cultural harmony of Hindu and Muslim. This is very important. Being a king, he has to be tolerant. Being a king, he must be unbiased about the society, unbiased about the religions too, is it not? Okay, the works, Ibrahim Adil Shahi's trumpet, it has not stopped here only. See, Ibrahim Adil Shahi II, he has written a book called Kitab-e-Navaras, and he tried to popular the music among the Muslims. So, he is a great king, right? Okay. The book begins with worshipping gods. See, Kitab-e-Navaras book is there, no? He started writing the book with chanting the gods like Ganapati, Saraswati and Bhairava. See, what an amazing king he is, right? He himself was a great musician. See, this is a king, he is singing a song, is it not? See, he himself is a great musician, so he has sheltered many poets, many musicians and many other scholars in his court. Okay, I will show you one book. Can you recognize it? Shall we see? See, this is the book. Which book would it be? Okay, your guess is right. This is Kitab-e-Navaras. This book only we have spoke about in the previous slide. Then, see, this is an amusing, that is, which looks like very elegant building, right? So, what is this? Can you recognize this? If you are from Kalaburgi, Bijapur and that part, okay, you can recognize it easily, and others if you have seen, you can recognize it. Okay, see, this is called Ibrahim Roza, which was famous for its architecture, and it was built by once again the same great king called Ibrahim Adil Shah II. Okay, now this doubt definitely would have come to your mind, is it not? What is Roza? Roza, it is a word which came from Persia. In Persia, Roza is nothing but a garden, simply a garden. But in Indian context, Roza is that the tombs will be there and a garden will be associated with that, or a garden will be around of that tomb, that is known as Roza. So, this Ibrahim Roza is there now in Bijapur or Vijaypura now. So, this is a very elegant structure which is still there and we can still see this. Next, we have learnt about Bijapur Adil Shahis. Now, let us come for Barid Shahs of Bidar. So, the small province was there which is called Bidar. Some rulers, they have ruled this place. This place is known as Bidar. When Bahmani state was scattered into many provinces. So, after the death of Muhammad Gawan, we have seen it. So, Bahmani dynasty divided into 5 parts. So, among that Bidar was also a part of Bahmani dynasty. Okay. So, Barid Shahs have ruled some part of Bidar and adjoining places. And who is the founder of it? See, here he is, Qasim Barid, who was the founder of it. This is the famous picture of Qasim Barid. Okay, Barid Shah of Bidar, among them what we are going to learn is, after Qasim Barid, the kings who came to the throne, they were very incompetent. They could not rule over big dynasty. Okay. So, because of it, the inner conflict, the dynasty was declined. So, among these kings there was an inner conflict. So, reason why this dynasty could not embellish like other dynasties. This is a very sad part of this. Okay. So, after that what happens when the king is not eminent, king is not much capable, who is ruling the dynasty? Okay. The next king who is very nearer to that dynasty will declare war against him, is it not? The same thing was happened here also. The Bidar was not much a competitive Shah dynasty. So, Ibrahim Adil Shah Vijaypur, he merged Bidar dynasty into his dynasty. Okay. this is how the Bidar dynasty has gone into the hands of Vijaypura Shahis. Next, Qutub Shahis. Let us learn about Qutub Shahis of Golconda. Qali Qutub Shah was the founder of this dynasty. See, he is Qali Qutub Shah, he was the founder of this dynasty. He ruled a state with good administration, and in 1543 he was killed by his own son. See, this was happened. So, normally this kind of acts we have seen in Muslim kings. So, the son is going to kill his father and assumes the throne. The next one who came after Qali Shah, Qali is, that is Ibrahim Shah. Ibrahim Shah had compassion for Hindu religion, and there were many Hindu officers in his administration. He is good again. See, he did not rule according to the Muslim laws. He has given opportunity for the Hindu administrators also. Okay. So, he is also a tolerant king, we can say. During his rule, he made Golconda a beautiful city. This is very important. Many kings are there, we have seen, they will come, they will rule and they will go off. Not like that. See, this Ibrahim Shah, he made Golconda a very famous city. He constructed many forts around here. Okay. So, he changed the capital from Golconda to Hyderabad later. Maybe many other reasons would be there. So, he changed it. Okay, children. Now, you sit tight at your home. I will take you to the tour for Golconda Fort. Are you all ready? Yes, you are all ready. Okay, see, this is a fort of Golconda. Just enjoy the scenes of it. Very nice, no? These are the ruins of Golconda Fort, but still it has its elegant, is it not? So, you can just assume that how it was before. Yeah, nice fort, right? Okay, hope so all of you have enjoyed the tour. Okay, let us come back. See, after him, Abdul Qutub Shah and Abdul Hasan Shah, these two rulers had come to the throne, but once again they were incompetent only, and Golconda was surrendered under Mughals. See, Mughals have declared war and they have occupied this place. This was happened with the other dynasties also, as we see. Okay, Nizam Shahis of Ahmednagar. Okay, so what have we learnt now? Vijaypura dynasty, Bidar dynasty and Golconda dynasty. The next one is Nizam Shahis of Ahmednagar. Malik Ahmad was the founder of this Nizam Shah dynasty. Okay, he was the chief of Junnar province and he founded this state. He took Daulatabad under his control and expanded his territories. After him, Burhan, Hussain Nizam Shah, Murtaza, they have come as sultans, but they could not compete against the other sultans. Okay. So, with the death of Chand Bibi, see here we can see Chand Bibi, she was a queen. So, Chand Bibi, Ahmednagar declined. Okay. So, later in 1637, during this period, Shah Jahan, you know that, right, the great Mughal king Shah Jahan, who was ruling in Delhi, and he merged this state, which state? Ahmednagar state, into his territories. Okay. So, this is how Ahmednagar has went into the hands of Mughals. The next, the fifth one are Imad Shahs of Berar. Imad Shah dynasty of Berar, one among the 5 dynasties, what we have learnt now. In 1490, Fatahullah founded this dynasty and he had a title called Imad ul Mulk. Okay. And this Imad ul Mulk, I mean to say Fatahullah, he had a capital called Elichapura, and after his death, Fatahullah's death, Alauddin Imad Shah came to the power. He was once again incompetent king. After him, Darya Imad Shah came to the power. So, he was also not much competent, and during his time, Berar dynasty, it has continued its battle with the other Shah dynasties. So, you can just assume that, children, see, whenever there is a battle going on between one state to another state, would there be any developments in that state? No, right? This is what happened. So, during this time, development did not happen. After the death of Daryat Imad Shah, his son Burhan Imad Shah took the power. He came to the throne, or he assumed the throne. During his rule, the power came to the hands of upsurer called Tufail Khan. Tufail Khan, he was a revolutionary against this Burhan Imad Shah, and later Berar dynasty fell into the hands of Vijaypura sultans. Okay. So, as usual, even the Bidar and Berar, dynasty fell into the hands of Vijayapura dynasty. Children, so far we have learnt about all the 5 dynasties and how did they expand and how did they fell into the hands of other dynasties, all that we have learnt. The next activity is that pin on map activity. In this activity, whatever the places we have given here, that you will have to pin on the map, that is outline map of India. For this you will get 10 seconds of time. Shall we start now? Okay. First one is Bijapur, which comes here. The second one is Bidar, which comes here. The third one is Golconda. Fourth one is Ahmednagar. The fifth one is Berar. Okay. Have you all just pinned like this only? Okay. If you are not, you can see to this and you can correct your places. Now, let us come to the matter of contributions of Adil Shahi. Adil Shahi kings, they have ruled southern part of India for more than 200 years. Adil Shahis of Vijaypura, they have contributed a lot for the fields of education, literature, music, fine art and sculptures, all that they have given contribution to. Okay. So, let us take the field of education. In the field of education, their education was quite different. Okay. Adil Shahis were the great lovers of education and they have encouraged it too. Okay. Where would they used to give the education? The first one is Muktubs. Muktubs, the second one is Madrasas. Muktub, if you do not understand, that is nothing but mosque only. Okay. There they used to give education for the children. So, they have imparted education like knowledge, religion, law, poetry and others. Okay. So, their main focus was on these fields. Fine. You know madrasas, right? That we have learnt it in the previous class. Okay. And literature. So, the contributions of Adil Shahi to the literature is very prominent. They have given more and more contributions for the literature. So, during this time literature become very rich and the king themselves was the very eminent writers, they are very eminent poets and they are very prolific writers also. Okay. So, many books were written in this time, mainly they are Persian, Arabic, Urdu and Kannada languages. Mainly they have focused on these languages and a beautiful list has given in your book, you can go through once. Next, if we come to the field of music, Yusuf Adil Shah and Ibrahim Adil Shah, these two kings were, they are the lovers of music as well as they themselves are musicians. And already we have learnt about one thing, that is Ibrahim Adil Shah. He has written a book on this. What is it called? It is called Kitab-e Navaras. Okay. He has explained everything about music here. Not only that, Ibrahim Adil Shah opened up the new schools for the music lovers and rich family women and everybody. This is one of the wall paint. From there we can assume that Ibrahim Adil Shahi was the great lover of music and he has given education about the music also. And fine art, if we come to the matter of fine art, these Adil Shahis has given a very beautiful fine art. So, what is that? Ibrahim too was the fine artist. He himself was an artist, he was a king as well as artist. His court had many Persian artists. So, they had come from Persia and they have embellished their court. Beautiful paintings of flowers and other creepers and everything they have given. And what can we get to know by this fine art, by the wall painting and everything? See, we can just get to know that how they used to live during that time, is it not? Okay. So, see all this painting which shows that the style of living during that time, is it not? These are the main sources for to draw the history of that period, is it not? And now art and sculpture. If we come to the matter of art and sculpture, nobody can beat Bijapur Sultans. So, in the history arts and sculpture, Bijapur dynasty they were very powerful in making art and sculpture. So, they have built many forts, palaces, mosques, tombs and other monuments. Okay. So, mainly their monuments are consisting of Indo-Islamic style. What is this? Let us learn it in future. See, that is Ibrahim Roza. This is the best example for art and sculpture of this period. Children, you must be wondered what is the meaning of Indo-Islamic architecture. It is very easy to understand. You can easily get to know that. See, mainly in the temple you have seen such kind of structures, is it not? So, the Persians, when they had come to India, even they have assimilated this architecture into their architecture. So, this is the main key feature of Indo-Islamic architecture. Second one is that if you keenly look at here, here you can see the inverted lotus. See, this inverted lotus is one more key feature of Indo-Islamic structure. At the bottom of this dome, here also you can see the lotus structure. So, this is also one more feature of Indo-Islamic structure. The next to that, if you just observe the bottom of this dome, it is like the base of onion, is it not? So, this is also one of the feature of Indo-Islamic architecture. Next to that, the minars, here you can see the minars which are closely related to the building. This is also one more feature of that. And next, the whole building which is built by sandstone, that is also the main feature of this architecture. This is Taj Mahal. This is not built by sandstone, this is built by marble stones, but still the sandstone which they have used, it is main key feature of Indo-Islamic architecture. Do you understand it now? Whenever you go for a trip or somewhere else, if you have seen Indo-Islamic structure, you will have to recognize it. Next, the forts. So, the Vijaypura dynasty, they have built a strong forts to protect themselves. Okay, so one important fort among this is, see, this is Vijaypura fort. So, it has 6 bastions. Bastions, if you do not understand, that is dooms. 6 dooms were there and 6 main entrances were there. If you have seen Chitradurga fort, you will get to know that easily. Okay, the mosque. So, Jamia Masjid, it was built by a great king called Ali Adil Shah. Okay, so what is the importance of this mosque? It is very famous for its wide prayer hall. See, you can see here, it has a wide prayer hall, and then this is where they used to make the prayer. See, just observe this wall, you know, they have embellished with the fine art, and you will be amazed to listen to this, children. See, this art is there, no, this paint is mixed with the gold. Truly you are amazed, right? Yes. Okay. Next, bit more knowledge. It is just like your class will have bit more knowledge. This is a kind of activity. Do you know where is the oldest tamarind tree? No? Okay. Here is the answer. See, the tamarind tree is located next to Hazrat Dargah, which is located in Vijaypura. This is the tamarind tree. This is the same tamarind tree what you are seeing now. So, this tamarind tree is more than 800 years of old. Okay, children, next question for you. Do you know which building is called Taj Mahal of South? Do you? See, this building is called Taj Mahal of South. What is this? It is there in Ibrahim Roza. It was built by Ibrahim Adil Shah II. So, in the memory of his wife Taj Begum. See the elegance of this building. Okay, this is the best example for Indo-Islamic architecture. So, it is located in Vijaypura. It has tombs of Ibrahim and his relatives too. Okay, and the main thing here, truth be told, that is in whole India, this is the only Roza we can find it. Okay, and next one is activity. This activity is called architectural activity. Those who are interested in engineering, such kind of student and even others, you will enjoy this activity. Shall we see the activity now? Okay, children, let us complete the puzzle now. First, let us take the base of Gol Gumbaz and we shall place it here, and then let us take the entrance of it. Next to that, the doors which are associated, then the minars which are closely associated with Gol Gumbaz, and here is the complete picture of Gol Gumbaz. Did you enjoy it? Yeah, hope so you have enjoyed it. And in history also we can give such kind of puzzles, is it not? So, that is whatever we are talking about this one, Vijaypura dynasty and all, this is Bijapur and everything, you know, it cannot be ended without saying Gol Gumbaz. is it not? Gol Gumbaz is world famous. So, in 1656 CE it was built in Vijayanagar. Muhammad, who was decided to build something which is more greater than Ibrahim Roza. The king Ibrahim built Ibrahim Roza, but this Muhammad had in his mind that he will have to construct more bigger than that. So, he decided to build Gol Gumbaz. So, this Gol Gumbaz was built in 1656. Gol Gumbaz has whispering chamber. So, once if you call, so it echoes for 7 times, and it is the 4th largest dome in the world. In the whole world, this is 4th largest and 1st largest dome in India. Okay. In India, such a big dome is not there anywhere. Next, see children, at the beginning of the chapter only I have showed this picture to you. If you cannot recognize that picture during that time, I am sure about that you can recognize this picture now. See, this is called Gol Gumbaz, a very elegant and very monumental structure which is located in Bijapur. So, children, as the pandemic is going on everywhere, you need not to go anywhere. I will take you to a tour from where you are sitting only. Sit tight and watch the videos related to Gol Gumbaz.
Hello.
Some other monuments which are present in Vijaypura are, the first one is Bara Kaman, Upli Burj, Bade Kaman and Taj Baudi. Taj Baudi, you can see this here. Now, last activity for you is recognize this fort. Okay, you have seen it already. Which fort is this? Yes, you are right, and this is Golconda Fort. Okay children, take a home assignment. Name the prominent person among Adil Shahi Sultan who had Jagat Guru Badshah title. Which monument is known as Taj Mahal of South? Why is Gol Gumbaz famous? The last activity for you is try to know more about Indo-Islamic architecture and collect the pictures about the monuments as said above. Okay? Thank you children.